everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with almost the last layout that I got done at the crop that I went to back in October of 2021, and where I brought 48 page kits. I got 42 pages done. This is layout 41, and this one took me 14 minutes to complete. Not the quickest layout of the weekend, but pretty close. And ironically, the quickest layout of the entire weekend is actually the final layout. And we'll let you know next week how long that one took me, but it was less than 14 minutes. So I looked at what I had in my page kit. I had this square that was, I would say, about 8 by 8. It was a little crooked, so I ended up cutting it straight, making some straight edges. And then I had 3 tags that are from our digital files. I want to put them at the bottom of the layout here. I like to put a strip of pattern paper and then put the tags over top, and it kind of gives them a grounding spot. Now with this 8 by 8, instead of putting it in the middle of the layout or off to one side, I decided to put it at the very top left corner of the layout. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pattern paper. This was a picture. This is not even a butterfly. This was a moth, and it was just a really colorful, beautiful moth, and it was huge, and it was sitting on the side of our trailer, and I took a picture of it. And it's kind of funny because I am not a bug person whatsoever. Even like, there's no way I would want a butterfly to land on me, and or a moth or anything like that. Any kind of bugs that, I'll take a picture of you, but make sure you keep your distance. And but I love to take pictures of them. It's like last year during one of my virtual crops, I did a layout about June bugs, and I absolutely despise June bugs, but I did a layout about them because it's the perfect opportunity to kind of talk about some bugs that you can maybe tolerate, and then some others it's like you stay away. Now if you saw that little strip of pattern paper, that was already at the size that it was. It's probably like 3 by 6. I was going to use the orange side of it, and then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, when I put the ATG on the other side, I actually liked the plaid looking side of the pattern paper way better. So I ended up, taking the ATG away and then using that side. I'm not going to turn it into a banner or anything like that. Just put it underneath the photo just to add a little bit of color. And that's going to be it as far as pattern paper or cardstock. Now I have a ton of butterflies that are part of our digital files, and I had them all cut out, but what I didn't have was the foam tape in behind each of the butterflies. So that took me a few minutes. So if I would have had that done before, I started the camera rolling, we will say, this layout probably would have taken me a little less time. Now I have to say, the first, I think 10 or 15, I had all my digital prints cut out. But after that, before I would turn the camera on, I would take time and cut out all the digital files. So even though this page took me 14 minutes to, once I had everything cut apart, I did spend 10 minutes every layout cutting the digital files apart. And that's one thing that I'm going to make sure is next time I go to a crop, I'm going to make sure that all my digital files, that is part of my process, that I have them all cut out. And on an average, I've noticed that it takes me about 10 minutes a layout. So that means I can usually cut 6 page kits like the digital files. So if I, want to bring 48 page kits like last time, that's 8 hours of cutting. So if I can take that away and have it done before I go, I'll have for sure all the pages done that I bring next time. All the page kits, I'll get them done if I don't have to spend 10 minutes a page cutting digital prints apart. This is just to say that every little bit counts. You know, putting the page kits together, finding the pattern papers, adding your embellishments, adding the photos, adding the title and the journaling, you know, pre-done journaling, and cutting apart your digital files if you need to do that. That will all save you time while you're at the crop, and then you can be way more productive. This was definitely like a simple page because it's just basically, you know, one 4x4, one area where I put the pictures, and then I did an area where I did my journaling, and then I got 3 spots where I'm doing some embellishment clusters. I add 2-inch circles. I love overlaying a 1.5-inch circle over top and then adding some labels, and then just adding some butterflies, which was perfect for this layout because it was about a moth. Then I also had some of our digital files that are arrows with words in them, and I cut those apart, and I ended up adding them to the layout too. And of course, you can't finish a page without adding some enamel dots. Now I'm going to end up adding some in brown and in orange. I have to say, I am running low on enamel dots, and I am not buying any more. I will be making my own and using those, which I don't mind using those at all. Now, one of the last things I do for this layout is whenever I put butterflies on a layout, I like to do the flight of the butterfly. Now, years ago, what I used to do for the flight of the butterfly, I used to take some twine and I used to do the flight of the butterfly, and it would take me so long to twirl that twine and add some glue. So now all I do is I take a pen and I just quickly add the flight of the butterfly, and that saves me quite a bit of time. And then another thing I tried to do is I tried to have, you know, an uneven number of butterflies. Sometimes that doesn't work out, and that's fine, but that is something that I try to do. But that's it. That's going to complete layout 41 out of 42 from that crop. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.